recently occurred to me that when Christians and Muslims insist on repeating verses out of their Bible and Quran, that maybe they aren't repeating an argument that I've already disputed and moved away from, and they're just repeating because they refuse to move forward in the argument with me. No, see, what it is they watched Oprah, and on Oprah, they have a book club, and they thought, wow, this book club is really an amazing thing. Now, the unfortunate thing is, they all think the same book is the best book, and that gets really freaking boring real quick. But I can tell you, the Bible is not my favorite book. My favorite book is this book. It's been my favorite book forever. Okay, not forever, but since it came out, I really love this book. It's by Alan Dean Foster. It's called Glory Lane. If you can't tell, I've loved this book to book death. See, it's in multiple parts, but I like the cover, so I keep it. Ha ha ha. So to contribute for the Atheist Virtual Roundtable Week, I will be reading a passage from my favorite book. If you would like to dispute my passage, I invite you to read a passage from your favorite book, to which I will just respond with a passage yet again from my favorite book. But please, give me a response of your book. We catch in on my book at page 290. You did well, Riz told her solemnly. The whole universe owes you an unpayable debt. She shrugged. Hey, like, no big deal, you know. Where are we? Kerwin asked. It felt like we moved again. We skipped across a considerable distance just as Ismar returned to his proper dimension. Because we feared possible side effects, Brittle told him. We're in a section of space your people call... Actually, I don't believe they have a name for it. We left behind a few new quasars that are going to puzzle your astronomers to no end when they locate them. They won't display a normal redshift. You can tell them they're a result of Ismar's homeward journey. They're also a unique supermass whose driving mechanics they won't be able to explain. That's what you get when you seal space-time. Yeah, right. We'll tell them all about that, said Seth impatiently. Does this mean we're going home? Poor Ismar, Miranda was saying. He was so alone, but I think he must have understood. He must have, said Odinois, or he wouldn't have gone. Maybe he can project his consciousness through without intruding mass, sort of some mental visits. Oh no, she told the Halet. He can't do that because he doesn't exist anymore. Everyone stared at her. I mean, like, the consequences must be obvious to everybody. When he snapped back into the 7th dimension, he, like, folded into himself. All that mass just overloaded. There was, you know, a big explosion. A big bang, I think they call it. Anyway, the 7th dimension isn't empty anymore. It's all full of Ismar. She looked thoughtful. You think, like, maybe this dimension was empty at one time, except for something like Ismar that got bored with being all alone and decided to fold in on itself and blew up to form everything else? No telling, said Riz quietly. I don't believe anyone's ever seriously proposed a theory that the universe was born out of suicidal loneliness. Why not, Jack? Said Seth. Why shouldn't mass need a psychiatrist like everybody else? I mean, existence is nuts anyway. Much to ponder, said Brittle. For now there remains the much smaller question of how best to get you home. We cannot do it ourselves. Even our screen presence would register a little too strongly on your people's detection devices. However, we can return you to the vessel you last traveled. Ganon won't understand, but he'll go along, said Rael. He smiled at his human friends, all 3 eyes blinking simultaneously. I'm sure he'll be able to slip you home quietly. What about the Izatot and the Psychen? Kerwin wondered. Both will continue to search the region we left in haste. Finding nothing but undisciplined, raw energy, the Isotat will return to their travels. their chances of securing an ultimate weapon gone. The Sicken will start on the long journey back to their home galaxy. There is no reason to pursue conflict when the cause is absent in itself. Only you humans do that. So, that was a passage from my favorite book, and I hope that you will hook a video onto this one with your favorite book, or a passage from a book that is not the Bible or the Quran. Alright, thank you.